Welcome back to This Is How I Science, a video series where we interview some of the science community's most brilliant and diverse minds.
Hi, my name is Christopher Lawrence. I'm a PhD candidate at Princeton University in ecology and evolutionary biology, and this is How I Science.
A lot of what we're talking about is inclusion, diversity in the scientific community. If I came across you somewhere at a coffee shop, I would be like, wow, that guy, I would never guess you to be a scientist. I'm curious about what it either felt like growing up, being in the sciences, yet being a person of color, and what it feels like now. Has there been a difference in your own attitude or your own awakening to what it is that what represents your field, basically, as a person of color?
Yeah, growing up, there weren't a lot of people who looked like me doing science, right? There wasn't a lot of representation. There might have been, in comic books, I remember there was a black person on the Magic School Bus who was a part of it. I was like, oh, that's cool. That person used to take calls and be like, oh, he's a part of this scientific field.
Is there anything that has been a tangible obstacle along the way?
I've had people, tell me I don't look like a scientist, I don't look like a graduate student, or, I'm not going to make it in this field, and maybe I should go somewhere else. And I just kind of, try to ignore it, right? I try to, just, there will always be those kind of people who will tell you that. And so I just kind of try to believe in myself when others can't, because, if you have to believe in yourself at the beginning of everything.
The one thing that I realized is earlier on that it's always the most insecure people that try to tell you you're never going to make it, that there's something within them that is so insecure. And I often now tell younger people, and I discuss this a lot, I say you have to deal with them with compassion, because when you deal with them with compassion and love, they open up to you and they realize, oh, this is not just Chris who wants to be a scientist. This is Chris, the human being who wants to do something impactful with their life. And breaking down those barriers is not by trying to fight everyone, but it's really through compassion. That's what inclusion really means, is to be compassionate towards even the people who are in the way of your success. And you said something very beautiful. You said self-belief. I'd love for you to if you were to say this to a younger person watching this right now, what does self-belief mean and how do you cultivate it?
Yes. So for me, self-belief, it's about self-love, right? It's loving who I am, right, in my own skin, right? Loving the way that I talk, loving the people, loving the way that I talk, loving everything about me, my background, who I come from, where I come from, loving
every intricate part of you.
Everything that makes you special, right? So, because I think, that's ultimately what makes you powerful, because there's no two of you, right? You carry your own set of genes, right? Your own set of, of expressions, your own set of, beliefs. And, that's special, because you'll never be, the same person at the same point in time in that same space, right? So you have to believe, that what you bring to the table is a viewpoint that other people won't have, right? And so you have to, and so I think that's also what's important about why, it's important for you to be in this room, because you bring a certain viewpoint that not other people will have.
What does the future look like? What does the future look like in your field or in the field in general, in the scientific community? Is that something that's opening up? Because you're obviously doing your part. Are you seeing it change?
Yes, I think representation is changing, right? We're seeing more people who look like me, more people who act differently than how scientists have been caricatured in the past. And I think, we're seeing more of the culture kind of bleed into science, right? Before it would be, you kind of have to cut off part of yourself to exist in these spaces, right? You'd have to code switch to be, I'm Science Christopher today, and outside the lab, I'm non-Science Christopher, I guess. But now we're kind of seeing, more bleed over into that, where you can bring your culture to the space.
Well, Chris, it's been a real pleasure, man. Seriously, again, I think a lot of young people who watch this, anyone who watches this, is going to be inspired. You seem like such a down-to-earth, likable, and approachable person, and I hope you really continue to inspire us and everyone who comes into your path. Thermo Fisher Scientific, and I want to hear from you. We want to hear how you promote awareness, how you promote inclusion. We want to see your photos and your videos using the hashtag #ThisIsHowIScience.